So I just watched The Return, the fifth episode of the third and final season of Star Wars: The Bad Batch. If you haven't caught my spoiler-free review yet, it came out earlier today. It'll be linked in the description and in the cards. So check it out if you don't want to get spoiled. But just to recap, I thought it was a phenomenal episode and a needed episode. While you may consider this filler because it doesn't deal with certain aspects of the overarching plot, to say it's filler would be truly wrong. This episode was needed. We needed, and we're going to now start getting to spoiler territory, but we needed to see Crosshair and Omega, Hunter, and Wrecker all interacting, and Echo came back for this episode too. So they're all together again, minus Tech. And actually, there's a small scene where they do, they are go silent when they need to decrypt a data pad, not a safe data pad, and without text, it's going to be that much harder. And they all take a moment. So that's the first time they really addressed tech stuff in this season. I don't think they're going to be doing too much because all the emotional stuff was in the previous season. Here it's just going to be moments where they're going to miss him. They're going to miss him being around. They're going to miss his skill. All that stuff. So that was the only mention. I kind of wish they did more with it, but I can understand why, because he's a missing presence on the team and a presence that they won't get back. No matter how much we may wish Tech survived in some form, he's not coming back. We gotta be honest with ourselves. And so they hatch a plan. So Crosshair knows of a remote Imperial facility where they should be able to plug the datapad in and be able to access all of the files stored on it. And the planet is an important planet. But before we get to that point, I just want to just one thing. Omega wakes up, she's happy, she's on the Marauder in her little bedroom, which is actually the tail gunner, but still, that's not the point. It's her bedroom, her space. And Wrecker and Hunter are already awake, but Crosshair was awake before they got up, and he went down to the shore on Pabu in order to do some target practice with AZ holding some fruit for him to as targets. He's still struggling. His hands shaking and all that, and he's frustrated with himself. And Omega is talks about having AZ take a look at this. Think it's just. I think she knows it's more than just medical, but I think she's also trying to give her brother, some sense of, hey, maybe there's something medical going on and we can help it a little bit. Not fix it, but help it. And Hunter and Wrecker are watching from a bit higher up, which Crosshair does pick up on. So he still has pretty good awareness around himself. So he needs to remember that. But he gives Omega a little bit info on what it takes to be a good sniper, always watching your surroundings, patience. And maybe that's part of Crosshair's problem. He doesn't have his patience like he used to. He's still patient, but he's not patient enough to let his hand steady before he takes the shot. That could be part of his problem. He said what his problem is, but there's more going on that he mentally has to get over if to be better a shot than he currently is. By the way, he has a 53 hit rate. That's probably better than the average TK trooper. I'm just saying. Low for him, but still, that's not bad. I'm pretty sure my hit rate would be awful. But that's besides the point. The point is, even if Crosshair does get better in his hit rate, he probably will still never be 100%. A scar, if you will, of what the Empire has done to him. But anyhow, let's jump back to what I was talking earlier and how they go to a remote Imperial outpost. That Imperial outpost is the outpost where Hunter shot that Imperial officer that basically got him on the wrong side of the Empire. He does eventually say that, but he doesn't mention anything about the clones there, and really how everything with the clones really showed him how the Empire doesn't care, only cares about power and all that. But there is this one scene while Omega and Echo are working on the datapad. Crosshair walks away, and he finds the clone helmets, including Mayday's helmet, and he starts putting them up on the crates rather than them just being scattered about on the floor. Because that's, I've seen time and time again, that's how clones commemorate the fallen brothers. They put their helmets on top of crates. And that's what Crosshair starts doing. Hunter sees this. He doesn't say anything, but he does see this. So he's knowing something happened here. And it's a little bit later when they're going to check the perimeter because they had to deactivate the perimeter defenses in order to have enough power, or perimeter sensors, I should say. That's when Crosshair tells Hunter that he shot and killed an Imperial officer. He still hasn't told them why, and I really wish he would, because that would be very, very important. But one thing that's important for us, the audience, is that multiple times in the episode, we still see that vulture-like creature that we saw on the planet. The last time we saw it circling above. And that, I think, is once again showing really Crosshair. It's all symbolic, connecting Crosshair with his time he was on this planet the last time, but also showing that, you know, this bird has almost become symbolic of Crosshair's change, his change away from the Empire. And him and Hunter do have 2 points, though talks. The first time when Crosshair does admit that he killed an Imperial officer, a little bit more tense between them, but the last time, right before they leave the plane, after they defeat the giant ice worm or whatever, by getting the senses reactivating and getting it onto the other side, because they actually don't kill it for a change when they encounter beasts. But I do gotta say, I really, really like Wrecker's line about how why is there always some kind of beast on their planes, which is, yeah, it's a common plot point, but it was like, yeah, why is this happening so often? So the last conversation between Hunter and Crosshair gives a little bit more, admits that, he knows, he thought he was doing the right thing, because they're just falling on, and he's done things, made mistakes. Like, so he still hasn't told them everything, but he's telling them more than he did, and that's important for him. That's important for us, the audience, to know that Crosshair knows he made mistakes, that he did the wrong things. So he's on his journey of redemption. And that's, I think, the key thing going on with this episode. This episode really is a Crosshair episode. Yes, it focuses on all the Bad Batch, but it's really showing Crosshair adjusting to having returned to the Bad Batch, to being part of his family again, the tension that's there. Is it going to be perfect? No. But it's there, and it's really, he's made some good steps. There's still more he needs to do, but he's made some good first steps. So one last thing before I leave is that I like there was one thing where Hunter and Crosshair are arguing, and Echo just steps in and is like, not the time, guys. I just thought that was kind of funny. I forget exactly which scene that was. I think it may have happened twice. But regardless, it still was a good scene and reminded a lot of just fun stuff. Also, I also liked how at one point in the episode, Echo tells Omega that it looks like they're feeling bad between Crosshair and Hunter, that they have definitely made an improvement, and that this time there's no blood. Which implies either off screen or before Omega joined them, that Hunter and Crosshair have gotten into fights that have drawn blood. I just like that implication that has happened before Crosshair sided with the Empire. I'm just saying, that's what that implies, and I think that is just golden, just hilarious. But that's really where I'm going to end my review, but I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's get that discussion going. Also, feel free to check out in the links down below and to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you haven't done so already. And as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you, always. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like, as well as subscribe to my channel and ring that bell to stay up to date on my latest content. Also, be sure to check out the link tree in the description, as well as any other links I have down there.